Hello everybody, welcome. I'm Noah02 and thank you for watching this video. I'm quite excited to show you guys this deck. I've had a lot of fun tweaking this deck and coming up with it and playing with it. It's been a lot of fun messing around with it. This deck I am coining Medicine and Fire are magic. And this is a universal support deck. It's for acts 1 through 3. It is designed to be played with human teammates. Not that it won't work as far as getting your bots in solo mode from point A to point B. We don't have the sort of critical clutch tools for each of the 3 acts here. We don't have the use speed for Act 1. We don't have the grenade damage for Act 2. Excuse me. We don't have the movement speed for Act 3 to be the hero in that way. So as far as solo mode goes, it'll work until you have to do something very specific to get through those particular acts. So with that being said, we're a ride or die, baby. We're you want human teammates and we're supporting them as a support, right? But or just like how my usual decks are, we're not just 15 support cards. We got some intricate things happening here. Also, too, just like this deck is working, I would say this deck will work on acts 1 through 3. This deck will work with any character and with any weapon. This deck is universal. It'll work with anybody, anywhere, any gun. And of course, you can sort of, whatever character you choose will give its extra benefits or weaknesses or what have you. So be sure to check the timestamps now. I'll be talking about the deck sort of broken up in chunks here. The foundation of cards that I've always liked to have. If you don't know what I'm talking about, for years, I have been preaching the principle, the founding principles of any good Back for Blood deck. I'll be talking about them again here just to reiterate, to remind everybody what's good, am I right? Then we'll talk about the support cards that we have, the sort of wombo combo of support cards, the idea behind it, and how it sort of stands on the shoulders of Magician's Apprentice. And then we'll talk about the final bit, the resource generation part of it, and how we'll be sort of going full circle here with the ability to just keep creating more stuff, which allows us to keep being a support character and just sort of infinitely cycle back between the more we make stuff, the more we support. And then we have some last 2 cards here. They're actually flexible cards. Cards that I will allow you. That's right, I will allow you to swap out as you see fit. I'll give some suggestions on what some alternative cards are that you can run with this deck as you see fit. Let's get into it. The foundation. Share the Wealth, Support Scavenger, Double Grenade Pouch, Run Like Hell, an Experienced EMT I'm going to include in the foundation here. Share the Wealth, I've always said that you need a copper card. You need a copper card. If you don't trust your teammates, run Hazard Pay. If you trust your teammates, run Share the Wealth. I think for the most part, those are the 2 best copper cards, simply for the sake of their consistency. And in a team setting, Share the Wealth is obviously much better. In No Hope mode, you have to coordinate at the very least to even get your team together. Everyone on your team should be running Share the Wealth. If they're not, drop them and replace them. And then Support Scavenger. Especially in No Hope mode, everyone should be running a Scavenger card in their deck as well. We can sort of, in a general sense, look at Share the Wealth and a Scavenger card as our 2 economy cards. And economy, having any amount of extra resources or copper in No Hope mode is so nice. Unbelievably good. So we're running our 2 sort of standard economy cards here. We're the support, so we'll have the Support Scavenger card. Seems good. Double Grenade Pouch. If you literally can't lose if you have enough grenades. If everyone on your team ran Double Grenade Pouch, that alone, get rid of all 14 cards on everyone on your team. Get rid of their cards and just everyone run Double Grenade Pouch. And I promise you that you can't lose if you just time your grenades correctly. Next is Run Like Hell and Experienced EMT. I highly recommend that every deck, and just like everything else from the dawn of time, literally the dawn of time, I've always talked about having extra stamina and extra running speed. In this instance now, it's sprint speed specifically. It's so good. And if you don't believe me, you may not understand that sprint speed helps you in so many little ways. And it almost always accumulates into you saving health, dodging hawker shots, narrowly avoiding a zombie swipe, desperately jumping out of the way of a tall boy hit, getting out of the way before the reeker vomit hits the ground. All these little opportunities where extra movement speed will translate into you saving health over time. I promise you, it'll help you in all these little tiny micro ways. And also, too, big picture stuff like you're caught out in the middle of no man's land and somebody accidentally shoots some birds. Where's the nearest corner? Where's the nearest holdout spot? Are you going to get there in time before those super fast running, sprinting zombies are on top of you? You are, if you're running run like hell. Your teammates, though, who aren't, they're dead. They're literally dead. So just like, again, the foundation here, run like hell for the extra sprint speed. I think run like hell is a must-include card again. Must-include card. If you're going to run one sprint speed card, it should be run like hell 100% of the time. I usually like to recommend having a little bit extra more sprint speed and stamina, but we're cutting a lot of corners here so that we can fill up our deck with all the extra stuff. Experienced EMT is sort of taking the place here of cross-trainers and or superior cardio. Essentially, an EMT sort of, in general, recreates the idea of cross-trainers as far as movement goes, stamina and stamina regen. But this card is particularly good for Act 3, where the support character, we give them health, feels very supporty. In Act 3, though, and specifically for T5, having extra health is just as important as having extra stamina and movement speed. So EMT is great because chances are, or hopefully, we're not the person running around the house. But either way, experienced EMT, that 10% maximum health, is one more opportunity for your crate runner to get back inside the house and still be alive. It's one more mistake that they can make, potentially one more crate that they'll manage to carry out before they die or something bad happens or what have you. And plus the extra stamina, of course, then aids in that idea as well. So it's essentially, we've recreated sort of cross-trainers in spirit, better than mandatory PT because it'll keep your teammates alive during T5, keep your teammates alive during Broken Bird when things might get chaotic, or the body dump. People are running around. Kind of a cool support card, but still sort of fills that role of having that extra stamina card that I consider to be the foundation of all good Back for Blood decks. Now we have the support card wombo combo. Field Surgeon, Poultice, Safe Room Recovery, and Well Rested. That's well rested. That's right. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? EMT benefits from this as well, but Field Surgeon and Poultice love lots of healing, except spammy. We're spammy support character. In fact, very specifically, we are going to be purchasing bandages. We want bandages. You're going to purchase bandages and leave the safe room with bandages. You're going to look at the med kit and go, no thank you. Now, of course, if you find a med kit with support scavenger or pinata, feel free to pick it up and carry it. But we're built around bandages and that reuse chance, right? A field surgeon, we heal 3 trauma per healing accessory. We want lots of healing accessories. Poultice, we want lots of healing accessories. The more we have, the more we heal. More is more. So when it comes to bandages, getting a reuse chance, now you see where I'm going with the Magician's Apprentice, we could potentially spam heal our teammates multiple times. And with Support Scavenger giving us a bunch of little things, 2 or 3 maybe, as well as Pinata, 2 or 3 maybe, and our teammates carrying support items as well, we could potentially heal our teammates for, you know, whatever 10 to 20 points of trauma-ish, right? I know that's not a divisible by 3. But that's the general idea of the support style here, is that we want lots of little things. And sort of just slowly over time, we'll be healing trauma, healing lots of extra health. Safe Room Recovery then is sort of like the cherry on top. When it comes to just the trauma recovery here, the net gain of 28 trauma for your team, plus Field Surgeon, every single mission you're potentially net gaining somewhere around like 50 points of trauma, split between your teammates. And the nice thing about Field Surgeon is, if you got one teammate who's a lame duckling and they keep getting smashed by tall boys and they're not running away when they're charging at them, you can just heal them, right? And Safe Room Recovery will sort of top off everybody else who's playing smartly. I really love this style, really love this idea of just sort of like this more is more spammy style thing, getting those reuse chances. Oh, it's addicting. Have you gotten a reuse chance at a bandage? Oh, it feels real good. Feels real good. So of course, upgrading healing accessories is nice for us. Getting that green bandage is essential. Getting that 10% or whatever it is, bonus use speed or use chance. Awesome. Super, super awesome. Why well rested though? I love well rested. I've come to really, really love it. This overheal allows us to provide temporary health with our excess healing. So again, going in theme with our spam healing accessory idea is that no matter what happens, no matter how much excess we have, we will always be able to pick something up and heal a teammate with it. Recovering trauma, healing with pain pills. In addition to that, providing them temporary health that goes over their maximum health and covers their trauma bar, right? So if they still have a big old fat bar of trauma, any excess healing that we give will go over that trauma bar as temporary health. And we don't have fit as a fiddle here because I mean it would work, it would make sense, but again, fit as a fiddle uh is like over your maximum total health, right? So it's like you heal someone, that temporary health begins covering up their trauma bar. Once they've covered up the entirety of their trauma bar, then bolstered health kicks in. So it's a little bit of overkill. It's a lot of healing technically, especially when we're playing support, healing teammates who are being injured. So, and plus Charisse has it too, so if you really like the idea of having fit as a fiddle, you could potentially run Charisse and just cut that card out of your deck. Super cool. But well rested will pretty much guarantee no matter what, we're getting maximum healing benefit, and it's just really nice. Like essentially, a bandage is going to heal someone, 50 points of health plus a little bit of extra change here, and recover their trauma, and put their any excess healing into their trauma bar. Really, really nice. And of course, like I said, it all stands sort of on the back of Magician's Apprentice here. As we get upgraded bandages, we'll get extra reuse chance. Extra reuse chance means more bandages, and more bandages means more healing. Very, very cool. And then I sort of thought to myself, well, if we're going to be taking advantage of Magician's Apprentice, how do we get more throwables? How do we just sort of all in here? Not necessarily all in, but just give Magician's Apprentice as many opportunities as possible to keep generating extra loot. Hence, Highwayman. In theory, we have infinite Molotovs, right? So if you're be smart about it, be active, be always popping off with your pistol, with your secondary, only using your primary to fight mutations or when things are falling apart during a horde event. For the most part, though, now we have Highwayman generating extra Molotovs to throw for extra opportunity to get more Molotovs, right? Magician's Apprentice is sort of this weird core here that we have going on. And Pinata. Ooh, I love Pinata. The nice thing about Molotovs and Pipe Bombs specifically is that you can, in theory, get an entire horde worth of chances for Pinata to trigger. It can be a little tilting to have your teammates shoot zombies that are on fire, but it is the way of the road sometimes. But essentially, with generating lots of extra Molotovs, maybe 1 or 2 per mission, plus we're walking out of the safe room with 3 of them, and then we're generating lots of stuff with Pinata. If you guys don't know this, Pinata is the best card in the game right now. By far, I think. By far. The amount of extra resources that you get out of Pinata in the middle of a mission is just insane. Extra toolkits, extra defibs, and extra throwables, and healings, and medkits. There's just so much potential that Pinata gives, and so much potential resources that it can give. It's just super solid. And of course, Pinata can generate more bandages. And then we can be more of a support. We follow that up with Pyro. Zombies will eventually get rather chunky in no hope mode, and so Pyro will help us to basically still have a Molotov that allows them to, die in a timely fashion so that we can continue to generate our extra stuff. And plus the extra temporary health, always great for us. Now, our last 2 cards are sort of the flex cards. I would really highly recommend that you keep Shredder, but if you are not into it, feel free to replace it with an extra support card or extra stamina card, what have you. But I really like Shredder in this deck here because, again, we have our foundation, we have our economy, we have our grenades, we have movement speed. Then we have our extra healing stuff for our healing accessories. And then we got our offensive accessory slot stuff, right? We can throw things and make more things and throw them again, and very, very cool. So just about everything that we do, something special happens. So when we have Shredder, same thing. When we shoot our gun, something special happens. And it's a great support card in general in that we give our team, each member of our team, a 15% damage bonus versus that primary target. A net gain of 45% damage. It includes you as well. A lot of potential damage for just a single card. So if you want to increase your team's damage overall, especially right now in the game where a good offense is the best defense is a good offense, Shredder is the way to go. On Your Mark. This is the card that I would recommend that you swap out more. I think On Your Mark is great here. Just because of the extra ammo. Ammo is always good. On Your Mark, I think, is the card that nobody really wants to run, but always wants somebody else to run. So being the support character, we'll run it for them. But if you don't feel like your team is having ammo issues, or you just don't think ammo is an issue at all, we are technically running Highwayman, but 5%, right? But essentially, you can replace this card with Amped Up, Cross Trainers. We don't have Needs of the Many in this deck. If you feel that this is a necessary support card, because nobody has any extra lives in No Hope mode, feel free to put it in there. I understand that no extra lives, super strong, very strong, but we don't have Medical Professional, and that's its. Then you need Medical Professional and Needs of the Many, and that's its own little wombo combo. But essentially, if you really wanted it, you can pull out Shredder and On Your Mark and put in Needs of the Many, Medical Professional, and go more heavy on the support style stuff. But I sort of really like the flexibility here of just like, we cover literally everything. We have a lot of tools that are effective in all three of the acts. Economy, grenades, movement, some support, spam healing stuff, trauma recovery, extra temporary health for the entire team. We got lots of extra throwables, and then extra damage, and then extra ammo. It's super solid deck. Really, really good in just about every situation. You'll be a great teammate, I'm sure of it. Super awesome. Keep in mind, too, when it comes... I just wanted to re-mention, like, for well-rested, right? Like, when it comes to that, like, I would not recommend running Fit as a Fiddle. You might feel like Fit as a Fiddle is a really nice support card. There is Charisse, but for the most part, when it comes to this, like, having so much excess health, unless everybody is running Fit as a Fiddle, and you're playing some sort of deck that's specifically working on it, and people are running, like, the extra, like, everyone's running Pumped Up too. I think Fit of the Fiddle is sort of overkill in general, right? For the most part, a support character, we're healing people that are hurt, right? Healing people that are hurt. So we need to first overheal their entire bar of trauma before we even get into the bolstered health, right? The healthy do not need a magician. I'm a magician. The healthy do not need a physician. Maybe that should be the deck's name, right? What is that? Matthew 912 or whatever. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Let me know what you guys think of this deck and how it works for you. And I'll see you in the future.